Welcome everybody. Thank you for joining Mississippi Survivor. I'm glad you're here. I hope everybody had a good day. I did. So I want to thank my subscribers and their support. I really appreciate you. All my new YouTubers that don't know that's here, welcome. I'm glad you're here with us. I appreciate you. Hopefully, I can grow and learn from you guys as well as you learning from me as well. So today I want to talk about these gas prices are skyrocketing ridiculously, and it's food inflation. The prices on food is ridiculous, which we knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. I don't know if everybody's paying attention to it, but I already knew it was coming. On my end, gas is which has never been this high before, $3.99, which was pretty much $4. So they left a penny off. Whippy, but that's what it is, and it's not matching. This stuff is going up, but nothing is matching to go with it. I mean, like I do my dashes or whatever. You know what I mean, and this still getting $2 orders. So I'm like, this is crazy. I mean, at least give the amount of what a gallon of gas is. If you're gonna do that, make more sense to me. So I need to know where you guys' minds are at. How do you feel about this? What are you preparing to do about this? Is what I want to know. No, do you have anything in place? So the main thing I want to talk to you about, that's it. But the main thing I want to start with was growing indoors. You can start your garden outside or whatnot. That's good. But with your fall, your different seasons that come in, you gotta uproot, refertilize, plant something different. That's just how it goes out there. And our summers are usually longer than normal, so we have a longer growth season than most people do. And we have a lot of rich soil and land here as well. So, uh, growing indoors. I'm more pushing right now growing indoors because I think anybody know how to grow outside. I'm like, well, growing indoors can be challenging if you let it be challenging. Um, to say the least on that. It's several different types of vegetables that you can grow inside, also herbs. And I just want to go over some of these so you guys will know what they are. When I say indoor, I mean indoor as in you don't have to pollinate these plants. And for those who don't know what I'm talking about when I say pollinate plants, that means like you watermelon, strawberry, stuff of that nature like that. That's why the bees need to be around because the bees and other insects they pollinate the plant. What I mean by pollinators, they take from the female of the plant and pollinate the male portion of the plant. Pretty sure that's how it goes. But it has to be pollinated. If it doesn't pollinate, just like if we don't connect with each other, then there's no more humans. So therefore, you got to pollinate in order to have a reproduction of plants. And those are pollinated plants. So they have to be pollinated. You can hand pollinate, like take from one plant to another one. But who wants to do that? Oh my gosh. That's a lot of work. Who won't do that? I don't even have the time to try to pollinate one plant. I want to plant it, fertilize it, water it, let it do what it do, harvest it, eat it, and start over. That's it. So there's a excuse me, sorry about that. There's a list of plants that you can start with that you can grow indoors as well as herbs. So I'm just gonna go over some of the herbs that you can just grow indoors. They're very helpful. You can use them for a lot of different other things as well. Um, some of the herbs is gonna be I'm gonna start with is gonna be spearmint, uh, peppermint, uh, basil. You can grow any of these indoors. They don't have to be pollinated. They're good to go. Green onions, microgreens, bok choy, kale, lettuce, spinach, Swiss chard, any of your leafy greens. You can grow those inside, and they don't have to be pollinated at all. And if you want to know this, you can always go and Google that and get a list of different types of vegetables that you can grow indoors that you don't need to, you know what I mean, you don't need to have to pollinate. But now they selling self pollinated plants, and I'm like, I don't know how the world they self pollinating they self. That sound like some mess that man had made up and put together, and now they selling it for self pollination. Uh, I like things to stay in the original order that they were. The original order that they were in there from the jump. So if they made it pollinate, put them outside and let them get pollinated. If they're not made to pollinate, then hey, I want that inside. You know, what I mean, you use several different types of pots and just something. I mean, cabbage. I would put cabbage in something a little deeper, something like 12-inch deep or something like that, somewhere in that neighborhood. Because sometimes the roots, those things get pretty big, and that root system could be it needs that room. So you gotta be careful with that as well. Okay. Um, what are you guys planning to do for your electric and that matter of case? And when I'm talking to you about electric, I'm just trying to be realistic here. I got people talking about zombies and all this foolishness and EMPs. If you don't know what an EMP is, it's electromagnetic pulse. And I heard about them saying something about they was going to use that weapon next with whatever. Because I'm like, I mean, it's enough regular, normal stuff that we got to go through without going to the extreme. People that let some of these shows get their mind way too far out there, way too far out. If you go to talking about zombies, I'm like, my elevator just stopped. I'm gonna stop on the 10th floor, and I'll let you go on up on zombie elevator 12. You know, I'm just real life situation. You know, we know what's going on. You know what I mean? We can see what's going on, so we need to be prepared for those type of situations, and also everyday life. A lot of people think there just got to be something major. It doesn't. I mean, some everyday life. You got storms, storm season, tornadoes, hurricanes. You got to be ready for that type of stuff like that. Um, I mean, with no storm at all, electricity where I stay just shuts off. I mean, you could ask for. Oh, well, I want you to reimburse me. Okay, sure, we're gonna reimburse you 50 cents. Yep, that's exactly what I said. 50 cents. So you gotta be careful with all that type of stuff like that. I'm trying to readjust here, guys. I see some dimming in my light. I don't like it. Just keep shutting down. Okay. So that's better. I hope you guys see me. I hope you can hear me. I try to hook in an extra mic there so you guys can get some more clarity and hear my voice when I'm talking to you guys. But again, they can miss me with the zombie thing because I mean, you won't see zombies as a zombie to me is a person that's not trying to prepare for anything, and they just completely brainwashed to think that everything's okay. That's a zombie to me. That's a zombie. Now the other baloney, nah, I'm getting all that. So what I'm saying is, EMP is a such thing as that, but I'm not going to be looking in orbit, looking for a piece of whatever to shoot out the Earth and cause a meteor destruction. No, there's enough going on with this war and regular life events that go on. Like I said, my power here is shut off for no apparent reason whatsoever. I'm just gonna go out today. Boom, it's gone. So again, you need to have some electricity, some type of backup power for electricity. And I also I do solar, but I'm thinking about I don't too keen about putting my stuff on the house anymore. I really would like to take my items and my solar and build an array in the yard where I can turn it as the sun goes. You can actually make a thing that does it automatic, but I ain't that lazy, so I want to be able to shift it as the sun shifts. I want to be able to shift it myself. So that's something I'm thinking about looking into doing. And also buying the foldable panels are awesome too, because you just lay them out on the ground. But how many of y'all know in somebody's hood you can't do that? They'll take it and don't even know what it is and still try to pawn it for $5. I'm just saying. So you gotta be careful about that for real. But my alternatives for me, I told you we gonna do it on a budget. You don't have to go spend a gain of money and try to get the top of the line this and top of the line that. Then when it's time to pay your rent, you're gonna have to pawn whatever you bought in order to go pay your rent. So that's unnecessary and it's not something that you have to do. If you can afford to do it, do it. If you don't, if you can't afford it, don't try to do it. Like I said, I use a jump starter power stations is what I use. Yeah, would I like to have one of the other ones, like the Energizer? Oh man, that'd be awesome. The Energizer power station, it'd be awesome. But I don't. Yeah, but anyway, Uh, I use I use the jump starters. I mean, power stations is what I use, and those come in really good handy. And again, it's like with anything else, you just gotta try to pick the best one that's suitable for your family. So a lot of people are like, well, what's the best one for me? I don't know what the best one is for you. I just know that that's something that you are gonna have to sit down and figure out yourself and see what your situation is at your home and what got to be ran. You might need three or four versus me needing one. You might need four. You know what I mean? So you got to get what your money permits you to get. So those things run quite a while and they run some high wattage items. So you got to be careful. You got to read what you're doing, read what you get. Like you got your battery life on those. Some of them run quite a bit long, and then some. I mean, it kind of fluctuates. You just gotta be careful when you buying something like that. You gotta make sure you know what you're doing. And again, I'm gonna do reviews. I got reviews back there, but I mean, but again, they're old. Well, I mean, they ain't that old, but still, nobody saw them because at the time I didn't have that many subscribers, so they didn't see it. So I need to probably go back and, like they say, remaster it and let so people can kind of see what I'm talking about. And you know what I mean. And that's on the budget. I mean, like a 125 for that one, 130 for the other one. The Go Power Plus was $100. I heard a lot of people getting great deals on it for $40, but I didn't get any of those great deals. I didn't. So that's out for me. Uh, so that's something that you guys need to look into. Get you some power stations. If you're doing solar, you know what I mean. I mean, you can do your an array like I plan on doing, or you can put, you know what I mean, just be able to rotate that thing back and get maximum time where the sun is out. I mean, even if it's set, you still get maximum time because you are able to shift it and move it into whatever direction that you needed to move into to catch the most sun. Uh, Uh, Solar panel types. Let's talk about that. On your solar panel types is polycrystalline, monocrystalline, and I can't think of the one. Now, the reason for the different types is, and which I learned, because Harbor Freight actually upgraded their solar panels to a better panel. You asked me, it's a better panel. The reason why I say it's better because it's built for low lighting. If you don't have a whole lot of light, it still will generate power. And some of the other ones, you got to have a certain amount of power coming through in order to generate any power at all. So that's something else that you guys don't have to look at. The different types of panels. What's the best fit panel for you to use, and whatever your situation may be, application, whatever it may be. So you got to figure out which one is which. You also got to figure out your livestock. If you're gonna get you some livestock, you got to figure out what you're gonna go with. You got to go ahead and start getting your material, your game plan down. If you ain't got no money to do nothing, I mean, you can find wooden chairs and cabinets and all that stuff on the side of the road, and just tear them down, cut them in half, redo it. They'll be surprised. You got to be resourceful, Like for this gas is ridiculous. I'm like, hey, what are some alternative things we can do? I thought about getting a tricycle, well, that's what I call it, the 3-wheel bike with the basket on the back, and put me a motor on it, like an e-bike motor. Put that on there. I mean, I have the e-bike motor. Put your e-bike motor on there, and then you can add a wagon or whatever on that. That way, you can tow different things around. If you don't want to pull out the big car, the big truck that's gonna suck up so much gas, you can do it that way. And that's definitely an easy way to do that. So I would like for you guys to kind of chime in on that and kind of give me your opinion on what you got planned and what you would like to do for us, uh, power and food. And I also want to talk about also filtration. Filtration. This video is really just for me, just straight educational, really, to kind of get you moving. For some people, they dragging their feet, and I'm just trying to get you to see that it's not hard to get started. You can start small, crawl, get some of the things and start. Okay, cool, man. No, I got all this done for what, $50, $100. You can get kicked off, but you can't just sit there and just wait and think it's gonna do it for you. It's not. You're gonna have to make time. You gotta make time in order to get done what you need to get done. You gotta make time for it. I'm telling you, you have to make time. That's very important. Even if you're a spouse or whatever, you gotta make time. If you're gonna do that, you're gonna spend time. You gotta make time for that. 'Cause a lot of people, they both work. So if you both are together, you both work so much, you don't really have time for each other. A lot of time, I find that a lot. I see it. So that's something you just have to make time. So what I'm telling you is make time to start prepping, make time to start putting a game plan together on what you're going to do. Make sure you label, keep up with dates. Filtration is going to be a key factor in what's going on. So it's going to be a key factor in what's going on. So you definitely need to do that. Another thing I want to talk to you guys about, that's going to be a way to catch water. Now you can get you what I did, which I'm gonna do here at this where I'm at now, is you just put you one gutter. You don't need a freaking mile long gutter. Just get you one gutter. A gutter can be 6 feet, and then you have that thing run down, run off, and it goes directly into your 50-gallon drums. That way, you don't have to fill anything. And then at the end of that barrel, uh, at the let's see, yeah, you can hook that up and on your rain barrels. have your gutter, and have your gutter run into your rain barrel. And that, I mean, you'll be surprised how fast that thing fills up. Then you can also put a diverter in there, in the inside of in the gutter at the bottom. I had to kind of show. That's something I have to show you what I'm talking about. Cause some people are like, what are you talking about? Diverter. It's it's kind of hard to explain, but um, say for instance that you got a pitcher of water, and then the spout for your pitcher of water is up here, and you drink your water down to the level of that. Then that water under the bottom of that pitcher, under the bottom, you're gonna notice that it's depending on where you getting your water from. You can see all the dirt in the bottom. That's what it does. It drains. It'll drain all that stuff down to the bottom. But it could be a lot to it. It's just stuff. Some stuff is just a self learning situation. It's a self learning situation. So you have to do it. And that's my main thing I'm trying to push. You have to start doing some of this stuff so you can familiarize yourself with all the things that I'm telling you now. You can familiarize yourself with it. So when things go bad, you already know them and you're familiarized with them. So you can go straight to work. I'm like, boom, boom, boom. I already know this. He told me about this. I'm gonna do it like this, do it like that. All right, we're good to go. Why do you got time to do that? So it's important that you guys definitely start using your preps. A1, start uh, growing indoors, start filtering water, testing it yourself, seeing what grade it is. You can go to Walmart and buy you call it TDS tester. You go to Walmart and actually buy a pitcher. There's a certain pitcher that already has one with it, and just use that test on other waters that you know. See if see what their TDS level is. That's something that you all are looking and trying to do, definitely. See what kind of plan you're gonna put in play. If you got women, if you got kids, see what kind of plan you're gonna put in play for these kids if something goes wrong. And you should do that on an everyday basis anyway, man, because folks crazy is the best book anyway. So anything can happen at any day in your neighborhood, and you don't even know it. So that's something that you guys all need to kind of grab hold to that and like, hey, this we really need to tighten up and start doing what's necessary because at some point, we might not even be available. The YouTube creators might not even be available to show you or tell you anything because they've been to shut the internet off. If they shut the internet off, they're shutting off a huge library of things. I know a lot of people know stuff more stuff than folks that's in college because they went on YouTube and taught themselves. Right. So you guys definitely have to come out of these comfort zones and start using your preps and just start putting back. Even if it's money, put something back, $5, $10 out of whatever you do. You'll be surprised how fast it adds up. You'll be surprised. So uh, those are some of the things I want to talk to you guys about. I got some more videos coming up about some other things that I need to talk to you guys about. But I wanted to be straight to the point and I wanted to be direct with you when it came to that. That's something that you really need to do and start looking at different things that you need, start getting it. Me, I don't care nothing about no tissue, but I get it. I mean, I gonna get some because it ain't both one need. So, like I say, they ain't that big of a deal for us tissue. It's concerned for me. I see a lot of people hoarding it. I mean, I guess it's okay if you want to get something. I mean, I think I'll be trying to find some food and seeds to hoard before I try to worry about worry, worry about some tissue. They that serious to me. Um, if it was something I figured it was a dire need for me, then yeah, but it's not. So I wouldn't even go that route with that, to be honest with you. So I ain't gonna hold you guys long. I just want to get in here and talk to you guys about that because that's important. We see these prices are rising. You know, man, we see this. We see the gas and inflation on food. We see it. So you gotta be prepared for that. You know what I mean? I want you guys to be prepared for everything. But if nothing happens, then awesome. You still go. Oh, that's my thing. So, and me saying that, guys, I'm gonna get ready to wrap this up. I really appreciate you guys' time. Hopefully, in the next couple of days, I'm rally myself together and try to do a live for you guys and take some live comments or whatever. The reason why I haven't done live is because live can actually be a real headache, especially if you got somebody in your chat that's talking crazy. It's hard. Yeah. So, in saying that, I hope you guys be blessed, man. You guys have a wonderful night. Um, Remember to prep and pray, guys. Make sure you prep, you pray, be vigilant, be prepared. Use your eyes and use your brain and see what's going on. Always think outside the box. And from this point, I'm going to be out. Mississippi Survivor. I love you guys. I love you subscribers. If it's some content that you want to see or you want to see a review on a certain item, if I can get it, I'll get it. Just let me know and we'll go from there. I love you guys. You guys have a wonderful night. I'll talk to you in the next video. I'm out.